Hello Danny, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for receiving us.
No problem.
The first question is, you like to use vintage synthesizers?
Yeah, well, also new ones.
What about vintage ones? If you have to choose 3 themes, what would they be?
Like old ones. Well, I think the Roland Juno 60 and a Korg one, but I done Korg Monopoly, and then another one from Yamaha, I guess, Yamaha DX7. Then I got a pretty broad sound palette or something. Yeah.
Okay, so they are very different than the ones you are going to use tonight?
Yes, because tonight we play as the Chicago Shacks, that's together with Ork Electronique, and we use like drum machines and really cheap equipment like they did in Chicago, like the Chicago house style. So then we just...
I wonder why you're using cheap equipment.
Well, because like a lot of house classics were made like in the 90s on really cheap equipment, you know, so they didn't have really expensive synthesizers, they just used like cheap drum machines and cheap synthesizers and samplers and stuff, and it was made in bedrooms and stuff, not in expensive studios, so that's the sound you need for house music, I guess, you know.
What was the equipment to make music that you used in the 90s?
In the 90s?
Yes.
Yeah, also the cheap ones, and I didn't start buying expensive old stuff like Jupiters when I made some money with the music and I could buy them, you know, so it's like that, yeah. It's just for show, those expensive synthesizers, you know, I guess.
Your first record was released in cassette. This sound is special for you?
Yeah, because it changes the sound in a bit and it's very nostalgic. It's like the tape sound, it makes it more smudgy and more warm, but also more lo-fi sounding, so it gives some charm to it, yes.
Is there any job of you that you are particularly proud of?
I guess that's Apollo Park, which I recorded under the name Polarius, which was released in 2002 or 2003 or something, and it's I like it. I made it like in 10 minutes, but it's got a certain magic feel to it, and I don't know how I made it. I cannot really remember how I made it or something.
Where's your inspiration came from to create music?
Yeah, it's a very mysterious thing to make music because you don't know how you create it, you know. And, you just try a lot and then something good comes out of it now and then, you know. So.
Do you like football?
Nah, not really. I made a record about the The Hague football team, but I'm not a very big fan of football. Especially the whole thing around it is pretty stupid. I think it's like I don't understand why people can make such drama about guys in shorts running around a leather ball, and then they think it's very macho, but it's not macho at all.
Let's go again into music. Do you like Beatles?
Yeah, sure, it's okay. I'm not a big fan, but I'm more Elvis Presley fan.
What influence do you have in electronic music?
Yeah, well, I like the Chicago and Detroit stuff as being the greatest influence, I guess. So.
And about British music?
Also, like especially from the early 90s and late 80s, like well, Aphex Twin is of course British, and a guy called Gerald, for example, and our 808 State and stuff like that, and so Reflex Records.
You are from The Egg. Is an inspiring place for you?
Yeah, well, there were other artists from The Hague, of course, like Ferenc and Untitled, and there's a lot going on in The Hague, like music-wise. Maybe not so much anymore, but especially in the late 90s, there was definitely like a scene, and with IF, with electro and all those bunker records, and we had the Hot Mix store, and so there was a little scene there, but it's completely disappeared now. So.
Alright, let's move on to another question. You made the music for the video game Traffic Rally for Commodore 64. What was the first video game that you ever played?
Oh,
Do you remember?
I don't know, I guess Pac-Man or something.
Is there any particular computer video games do you like?
Yeah, I like Commodore 64 video games. I sometimes program them myself too, so that's a hobby of mine. So programming old computer games.
Okay, last question. Would you please recommend as a good beer?
Beer?
Yes?
Well, I don't know much about beer. I just drink Grolls. Hello, Argentina. I hope one day I play in Patagonia or in Buenos Aires or what other cities are there.